Assalamualaikum and hi, I bid to Dr. Adila. So today we're gonna present about our case study, which is promoting a community engagement event with the disabled community. Before we start, I'm gonna introduce our group members, which is Muhammad Syafiq bin Ahmad ROSLEE, Zaid Shafi bin Zainal, WAFIY Aiman bin Muhammad RADZI, Muhammad WAZIF bin ADNAN, and me, JESSEL bin Jerry. Without further ado, we go to the introductions. Our program is called the Visual Voices, which is an outreach initiative designed to bridge the gap between the deaf and hearing communities by fostering better communications and cultural collaborations. This project is grounded in the principle of inclusions, which asserts that every individual is equal and should maintain independence regardless of their hearing status. This organizing committee has structured the event to be an entertaining and accessible environment where real life relationship can be built through visual oriented activities and workshops. Ultimately, the goal is to demonstrate that a barrier-free community is achievable when society prioritizes inclusive communications methods. Next is situation analysis. In these sections, we do the SWOT analysis, which is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat. First, I'm gonna talk about strength. Firstly, is awareness of promotion of deaf awareness culture. Visual Voices is an inclusive site where deaf culture and sign language is promoted. The outreach team strengthens its brand as an advocate of linguistic rights and cultural diversity by mentioning the work of deaf people. Second is direct linguistic impact. The event will give deaf participants a chance to take a direct part in the event involving sign language so that they can feel represented and appreciated in the visual first place. Third, powerful organizational mission. A strong will to establish significant relations between the deaf and hearing worlds give the event some sense of authenticity. These attentions assist in the creations of great confidence among the local deaf community and associations. And the last one is collaborative support. The cooperation with certificate sign language interpersonalities, which is SLI, deaf advocates and dedicated organizations presuppose a wide scope of skills, which makes it a high-quality community project. Moving on to the weakness. First is niche recognition. Visual Voices is a new project, and the project might not get recognition immediately. The team will require a strong and visually oriented marketing in order to earn the confidence of the deaf community that might remain doubtful of so-called inclusive events but not accessible. The second one is communications gaps. The hearing people may be intimidated to participate unless the messaging is exactly balanced, which means that the deaf community may feel that the program is too hearing centered without addressing it with cultural sensitivity. Third one is budgetary constraints in regards to accessibility. It is costly to offer high quality accessibility to the deaf. For example, to recruit a large number of interpreters onto various stations or to have live captioning, which can put pressure on a narrow grassroots budget. For the last one is volunteer proficiency. Finding several volunteers that were either deaf sensitized or skilled in sign language is difficult. Any failure of communication in the registrations or activity booth will frustrate the deaf attendants. For opportunities, first one is DEI and sign language content demand. DEI means diversity, equity, and inclusions, and sign language content is increasingly in demand among the general public to learn. This poses a huge sponsorship prospect to corporate sponsorships by companies aiming to achieve their social equity objective. For the second one is educational partnerships. The program will be able to collaborate with schools and sign language centers to create the event, a part of their curriculum to make hearing students feel motivated to use their signing abilities in a real life environment. Third one is visual social media strength. As the deaf community is accustomed to visual data, networks such as TikTok and Instagram will be deal in promoting the event by spreading the concept of sign language challenges or deaf stories to gain viral tractions. The last one is extended skill building. The project can be long-term since the visual voices could be developed as a sequence of regular classes. Sign language lessons on the introductory level or leadership workshops among the deaf young adults, which with prolong the influence of the project on the larger scale. Is lack of understanding of deafness. The hearing populations might perceive the event as a charity work among the disabled and not as a linguistic and cultural exchange. And this also negates the idea of peer-to-peer connections. The second one is visual and technical failures. The reputations of the event is based on the visual availability. Any lighting problem, difficulty in seeing the signs, the absence of an interpreter, or just no visual clues to announcements would harm the organizational committee image. Next is competing events. There are other local community festivals or general disabilities events that may attract the attentions of the audience or the sponsor, particularly when they are more established. Last one is perceptions of tokenism. In the event that deaf community will feel that their culture is a show and an attempt to use deaf leaders in the process and not a primary considerations by organizations. The organizations can receive a lot of criticism on the web and within the community.
Alright, I will continue with marketing analysis. To ensure visual voices isn't just an event, but a movement, our marketing analysis focuses on one core goal: bridging the communication gap between the hearing and deaf worlds through measurable, inclusive promotions. We aren't just looking for attendance, we are looking for impact. Our strategy is built on 5 pillars. The first is public awareness. We aim to elevate the general understanding of deaf culture and linguistic rights. The second is targeted participation. By using visual-first orientations and certified interpreters, we ensure the deaf community and their allies feel truly welcome, not just invited. The third is strategic partnerships. We are building long-term credibility by collaborating with respected organizations like OKU Central. The fourth pillar is digital visibility. Our target is ambitious. We aim to reach 70% of our campus and local audience by meeting them where they are, on visual-heavy platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Lastly is brand image. Ultimately, we want visual voices to be recognized as a serious, service-oriented effort that fosters trust through accessible and friendly design.
For target audience, we aim for the deaf and hard of hearing, which is HOH community. It is largely made to cater to the deaf and HOH community through a wide spectrum of communication styles are represented at this event, such as the Malaysian Sign Language (BIM), the manually coded language and lip reading. Second one, we focuses on family members and linguistic supporters. The show welcomes the families of deaf people, hearing parents of deaf children, siblings, and children of deaf adult, which is CODA, CODA. The audience will receive the resources of the deaf culture, the informations about the local deaf associations, and the chance to meet other families that communicated through the same language. Third one is general public and students. Visual Voices is accessible to campus students and the general population who might not have a personal relationship with the deaf community, but keep on learning and advocating the inclusions of language. This involves potential science language students, social science students, and the volunteers who need acquire access event management experience. And the last one, we also focusing on educators, interpreters, and advocacy groups. One of the important groups to reach is that the professional sign language interpreters, teachers of special educations, which is hearing impaired schools, and the representative deaf advocacy organizations. These stakeholders will be invited to introduce their services, organize workshops addressing the deaf ethics, and build professional relations with their
Marketing
participants.
strategies. First, inclusive event design and accessibility. It highlights quiet zone and sign language support. Train volunteers available throughout the event. Build trust and confidence for participants with disabilities. Next, promotion of diversity and inclusivity. Use diverse visual representing different abilities and backgrounds. Promote acceptance, equality, and shared participation. Encourage public and disabled communities to join together. Community partnership and involvement. Collaboration with disability groups, NGOs, and community organizations. Partners help promotes the event through trusted network. Increase reach, credibility, and community engagement. Last, for marketing strategies, communication channels. First, online, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, post video, and countdowns. Second, offline, poster of clinics, libraries, and community centers. Last is direct, WhatsApp, broadcast, and email newsletter.
To ensure our program make a lasting impact and truly celebrates deaf culture, we have developed a three-pillar promotional strategy centered on connection, outreach, and accessibility. Phase 1, engaging visual storytelling. First, we are focusing on engaging visual storytelling. We believe the best way to build empathy is through sight and emotion. We will use high-quality image and videos to showcase the authentic life experience and vibrant culture of the deaf community. To bridge the gap between groups, we are including short sign language tutorials to get the hearing community involved and learning. The goal here isn't just to inform, but to create an emotional connection that fosters genuine appreciation and inclusivity. Phase 2, media and influencer outreach. Next, we are amplifying our message through media and influencer outreach. We are inviting local media outlets and digital influencers to cover our program, bringing our mission to a much wider audience. Through strategic press releases and engaging online stories, we will keep the momentum building. At every step, we will highlight the core importance of cultural diversity and the necessity of barrier-free communication in our modern world. Phase 3, barrier-free event experience. Finally, the promotion becomes a reality with a barrier-free event experience. We are not just talking about accessibility, we are guaranteeing it. Every activity will be supported by sign language interpreters and live captions. Our workshops and performance are being specifically designed for visual comprehension, ensuring no one is left out of the narrative. From the physical layout of the space to the digital materials provided, we are ensuring that this environment is 100% accessible to everyone.
Now, let's look at how we're fueling this mission. Our budget is lean but highly optimized as a total of RM2,750. As you can see from this breakdown, our top priorities are functional accessibility and visibility. The first is accessibility services. At RM600, this is our largest investment, covering sign language interpreters, SLI, and live captioning. The second is venue setup. We've allocated RM500 for stage and crucially high visibility lighting. lighting, which is essential for clear signage. The third is promotion and marketing. A combined RM600 is split between physical visual-centric materials and digital ads on IG and TikTok. The fourth is volunteer support. RM250 ensures our sensitized audience are easily identifiable and refreshed throughout the event. You might ask, why is the budget distributed this way? Our philosophy is simple. We prioritize inclusivity over traditional spend. The first is accessibility first. Because it is central to our mission, the largest portion of our funds goes directly to SLI and caption materials. The second is operational quality. We believe that if you can't see the sign, you can't hear the voice. That's why high quality lighting is a non-negotiable priority for us. The third is community respect. We don't just want help, we want partnerships. We've included tokens of appreciation for deaf NGOs to maintain authentic and professional relationships. The fourth is visual-heavy marketing. By directing funds to Instagram and TikTok, we are specifically targeting the demographic that relies most on visual communications. Last but not least is safety net. We've included a 10% contingency fund. This RM200 serves as our accessibility insurance for any last-minute technical or interpreter needs. In short, every ringgit spent is a step forward towards a more inclusivity society. I will pass to the next presenter.
To bring our vision to life, we have mapped out a comprehensive 7-week implementation timeline. This phased approach ensures we build momentum steadily leading up to our main event. We begin in week 1 with preparation and planning. During this stage, we will finalize all marketing materials, design our posters and social media templates, and prepare our initial press releases. Moving into week 2, we trigger the promotional launch. This involves announcing the program across social media platforms, distributing physical posters and flyers, and beginning our direct outreach to media outlets. By week 3, our focus shifts to partnerships and outreach. We will collaborate with the MFD and local NGO to share inclusive content specifically designed to engage the deaf community. In week 4, we dive into content marketing and engagement. We will start highlighting human interest stories and behind-the-scenes videos while actively involving influencers to build public excitement. Week 5 is dedicated to pre-event activities. We will conduct workshops, set up awareness booths, and host interactive art sessions, sharing the best highlights from these moments online to maintain interest. As we reach week 6, we execute a final promotional boost. This includes running paid online advertisements, distributing a final round of flyers, and sending reminders to our partners to share the event details with their networks. Finally, week 7 is event week and execution. We will keep our audience fully engaged with daily countdowns and live coverage. Throughout the event, media representatives and influencers will be on site to document and share their experience in real life, in real time.
Now, let's move on to the evaluation metrics. So, to ensure that Visual Voice is just a one-off event, to measure our success, you see two pillars, right? So the first one is audience and awareness. Right. First, we look to audience reach and awareness. Since our marketing is visual heavy, we are tracking the visual engagement rate, especially on the platform like TikTok and Reels. We want to see if our self-image content is actually being shared and saved, not just viewed. And we also look at media pickup for disability focus portal to ensure our message is reaching the right community. And then the second one is attendance and inclusivity. Secondly, we measure event attendance and accessibility through inclusive event needs a balance And also, we are targeting a demographic ratio where at least 30 to 40% of attendance are from the deaf community. We don't just want a hearing crowd, we want a balanced ecosystem. So we also track the show up rate to measure how confident the deaf community feels about our accessibility measure. And then finally, the participant enterprise. Right. We will evaluate the interpreter utility. Okay, asking the deaf attendees if the interpreters were visible and effective. For the hearing participants, we measure the sign and connect success, which tracks how many people actually complete the basic sign language workshop to bridge the community gap.
Accessibility and inclusivity considerations. First, visual-based accessibility. Visual-focused layout and information flow. Clear icons, large fonts, and high contrast colors. LED screen and visual notice boards for updates. Minimal use of audio communications. Second, deaf-friendly event environment. Bright lighting for clear sign language visibility. Controlled crowd flow to reduce visual distraction. Communication-friendly zone for singing. Comfortable and stress-free environment. Third, we have communication and information accessibility. Sign language interpreters and caption provided. Simple language and visual aids in materials. Visual slide used during talks and workshops. Equal access to event information. Inclusive participation in activities. Activities designed for deaf participation. Facilitators train in deaf awareness. Instruction show visual, not verbally, teamwork, truths, gesture and visuals. Fifth, safety and support system. Visual alerts and clear emergency signage. Volunteer training in basic sign language. Dedicated visual, accessible help desk. Respectful and timely assistance. Last, 6. Inclusive promotion and representation. Visual voice highlight real deal representation. Marketing features deaf individual using sign language. Focus on deaf culture, empowerment and community. Strong message of inclusion.
Right. So based on our analysis, we have outlined 4 strategies, okay, recommendation to ensure the long-term sustainability and inclusivity of future event. Right. The first is institutionalized volunteer training. Okay, we recommend a mandatory BIM crash course, okay, and leave ethic training for all volunteers. It's not just about knowing science, it's about culture, knowing how to properly get a deaf person's attention and maintaining eye contact. So this ensures our hospitality is culturally sensitive, right? So the second, we propose dual layer accessibility technology. We should not rely on interpreters alone. We need to integrate AI driven live speech to text on a big LED screen. Okay, these cater to late deaf adults or hard or hearing individuals who might not be fluent in sign language. Okay, ensuring no one is left behind. Then the third one is establish of a deaf lead advisory panel. Okay, adhering to the principle of nothing about us without us. We must include deaf representative in the planning phase. Okay? Their input is crucial to identify logistical blind spots like lighting, angles, or also the seating arrangement that hearing organizer might overlook. And then the last one is visual safety protocols. In a sound-free environment, standard fire alarms are not enough. Okay? We recommend installing a strobe like alarm for emergency. So additionally, our safety measures should be equipped with visual cue cards like exit or stop, okay, to guide the deaf community safely during evacuation without relying on audio commands. Okay, because yes, our participant is deaf, right? So by implementing this recommendation, we ensure that visual voice remains accessible by design, so it not just by change.
To sum up, our project emphasized that Visual Voices is a revolutionary project designed to dismantle the communications barriers that currently isolates the deaf and hard of hearing community within the campus and the broader social landscapes. The programs also demonstrates that true inclusion for linguistically and culturally diverse group is only achievable when an environment is fully committed to a visual first strategy rather than reviewing these differences as limitations to inclusions. Through meticulous situational analysis and strategic planning, the initiative ensures that every participant, whether they are deaf, a family member, or a hearing ally, can find a sense of belonging and a common shared language. That's all from our groups. Thank you.